Imagine waking up in a shallow grave, covered in a thin layer of dirt, listening to the footsteps of the only two men who are supposed to protect you as they walk away. You can't scream. Your throat is torn open. Your leg is snapped. Your ribs are showing through your skin. And the worst part? You're still alive. This isn't a horror movie. This is the true story of Hugh Glass. It was 1823, deep in the frozen wilderness of South Dakota. Hugh was a frontiersman, a man who knew the woods better than anyone. But the woods don't play fair. While out scouting, Hugh stumbled upon a mother grizzly bear and her two cubs. Before he could even raise his rifle, 500 pounds of muscle and fur slammed into him. The attack was brutal. The bear's claws ripped through his back like paper. Her teeth crushed his throat. His companions found him moments later, barely a man anymore, just a bloody pile of torn flesh and broken bones. They tried to carry him, but in this territory, a dying man is a death sentence for the whole group. Two men, John Fitzgerald and Jim Bridger, were paid to stay behind and wait for him to die so he could have a proper burial. But after a few days, fear took over. They didn't want to die for a man who was clearly already dead. So, they took his rifle, his knife, and his supplies, and they pushed his body into a shallow hole. They left him there to rot in the cold. But Hugh Glass wasn't done.
When he regained consciousness, he was alone. No food, no weapons, no way to walk. Most people would have laid there and let death take them. Not Hugh. Driven by a burning, white-hot rage, he began to crawl. He had to reach Fort Kiowa, which was over 200 miles away. Let that sink in. 200 miles on his stomach, dragging a broken leg behind him. To keep his wounds from festering and killing him, he did something unthinkable. He laid his infected back on a fallen log and let maggots eat the dead, rotting flesh. It was the only way to stay clean. He ate raw rattlesnakes and scavenged the remains of buffalo carcasses left by wolves. Every single inch was a battle against the pain. Day after day, inch by inch, he dragged himself through the dirt and the mud. He eventually reached a river and built a tiny raft floating through the freezing water, his mind focused on one thing: the men who stole his rifle and left him for dead. 6 weeks later, a ghost walked into Fort Kiowa. He was skin and bone, scarred beyond recognition, and his voice was a raspy whisper. But he was standing. Hugh Glass didn't just survive a bear attack. He survived a betrayal that would have broken anyone else. He proved that when a human being has enough will and enough fire in their heart, not even the grave can hold them down. He went looking for revenge, but what he found was a legend that would live on for centuries: the man who refused to die.
Almost gone.